So in this video, I'll be doing chapter 9, which is knowledge management systems and specialized systems. So let's continue. Now, what is a knowledge management system? Now, when you in a business learn something new that basically helps the business, where do you store this information from? Because if this person who has this knowledge or information about something in the business, if he has to leave the business, if he has to die, that knowledge will be lost. So a knowledge management system basically stores this knowledge in the system of the business, like a computer program or something. So no matter what happens, it'll be in the business forever. So let's see. So knowledge management system. Now, two types of knowledge that can be knowledge as general, okay? There's explicit knowledge and tactic knowledge. Explicit knowledge is knowledge that is very, very straightforward. For example, if you want to go to a country on a holiday and if you do not like the cold, will you go in summer or winter? It's obvious, summer. That's straightforward. But tactic knowledge is knowledge that is very, very hard to solve. For example, if you want to go to Hawaii, for example, and you do not know if it's going to rain. Yes, you can look at weather apps and stuff, but it's a very, very hard thing to do because its prediction is not that accurate, right? Or like the example they give is a hostage situation. It's a situation which you really can't by the thumb just give what's going to happen. Unlike the explicit knowledge, you know for a fact it's going to be hot in summer. But for tactic knowledge, you can't use the same approach to solve the problem to similar situations, right? Now, knowledge creation. So there's different ways knowledge can be transferred, person to person, internet to person, person to internet, all these different ways, right? Now, creating and obtaining knowledge. Now, for a knowledge management system to work, this whole system, it needs to obtain the knowledge from somewhere. Next, it needs to store the knowledge. Next, it needs to share the knowledge with other employees. And then obviously it needs to use that knowledge to solve problems. Now, the knowledge management system, it needs to learn and it needs to change. Now, what that means? So basically, it needs to learn new content. It can't go forever without learning new knowledge. Also, it's basically needs to cause an organizational change. So what's an organizational change? It's basically when the whole organization changes from what it's doing now to something else. Now, data mining is when you basically get data or information, a lot of detailed information. But we'll discuss this, I think, in the next chapter. Enterprise resource planning to include management information features. Yes, enterprise resource planning is a big process in a business. It needs to use knowledge management systems. The knowledge management system stores all the information, knowledge in the business that is crucial. Now, what is groupware? Groupware is a type of software that you can share knowledge with. For example, Learn24, Moodle. You can share PDFs, notes, all these. So all these systems that cause groups to engage with each other, they can, it's called a groupware. Now, groupware can be part of a knowledge management system, so you can make the system work with a groupware. Now, artificial intelligence, what is it? Artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer to be like a human, basically, right? So, it can do a lot of stuff. Now, artificial intelligence systems, they include all people, hardware, whatever, but they basically do a lot of stuff that is very, very similar to what a human can do. Now, the nature of intelligence, these are the characteristics of intelligence. So it must learn from experience. If it made a mistake before, it mustn't make that mistake again. It must handle hard situations that is very, very complex. It must solve problems when you do not know some information. And you must determine what is important. So you've got two options. You must know which one is more important, okay? If a car is going 100 kilometers per hour and it's going to hit a child or it's going to hit an adult, that self-driving car needs to know who to hit. Now, who do you hit? I don't know. But you need to know what is important, you see? Let's see. Now, there's major branches of AI. So these are the different components of AI. So different types of AI. Now, the first one is an expert system. An expert system is a system which is an AI which basically gives you advice, a very expert advice. So like a person who's an expert is very, very good in that field. So an AI that gives that information is quite an expert system. So it learns, it gives nice knowledge, it solves huge problems. Now the next thing we're going to look at is the robotics. So robots, mostly they work in factories and stuff, so like they help making cars and etc. This is the type of AI because it depicts like a human brain to think and do stuff. Now, what's our vision systems? So like if you make an AI see or have vision, that's a vision system. So like, you know how you get robots that can see and like can do things because you can see, that's a vision system. So any AI that you make it to see is a vision system of AI. Next, natural language and processing and voice recognition. So this is, you know, your voice activating system. So like your Google voice, where you talk to it and then it can understand your language. That's a natural language processing system, and it gives you what you want. Voice recognition. So certain systems that can recognize different type of voices. So if a voice comes from another person versus another person, it can recognize those voices. Sometimes voice recognition, they basically use it in security. Okay. Then learning systems. Learning systems are basically systems that learn. For example, if a system makes a mistake in January, in March, it knows not to make that mistake again. So it learns from previous experiences. So it keeps on learning until it gets very, very knowledgeable. Neural networks. The word neural, keyword neural means a human brain. So human brain networks, AI that is like put together like a brain. So you have all like the computers, but they say in parallel. So like they placed like close together like, to form like a human brain. So like so it basically thinks like a human brain, does think like a human brain. So neural network is very, very close to a brain. So it's an AI that is functioning just like a human brain. Other AI applications. Now I'll skip this generic. I'll go to intelligent first. Intelligent agent is like your personal programs that when you want information from, for example, your Google search. Okay. A generic algorithm, to explain it very, very carefully, generic algorithm, it solves big problems, but like before it solves those problems, it needs to get intelligent. So to get intelligent, it keeps information or does information. It has software to make it intelligent. Now I'm going to keep it very, very simple just to let you understand. So the word genetic, though, it has nothing got to do with genetics. But you know how they say only the fittest survive? So like, let's say if you have 100 people and you want to know, and you want to only pick one person, but the best person. So out of 100 people, you organize 10 races. 10 races, each 10 people. The winner of each race, you get them. So now you got 10 people of the best of the best. You take these 10 people, you put them in another race made of 5 races. Now you got 2 people each race, you get the winners. Now you got 5 people. Do this when you got 2 races, 1 race. By the end of the race, you'll get the person who's the best of the best. So like filtering. So that is what genetic algorithms do. It filters information, or it basically is a complicated thing, but basically it gets the best of the best brains, and like at the end of the day, the more long it continues, the more intelligent it'll get. Now, an overview of the expert system. I told you an expert system is an expert. So when you ask questions with it, it gives you information that is very, very accurate. It helps you. It uses heuristics. Heuristics is like based on past experiences. So it learns based on past experiences, etc. When to use an expert system? Use an expert system when you need knowledge, when you are very, very need problem solving in a business. You can use it anywhere in a business, manager, whatever, employees. Components of an expert system. So obviously, in an expert system, there's a knowledge base. The knowledge base is all the information. Where is it stored? So an expert system needs somewhere to store all the knowledge. That's a knowledge base. Inference engine. If you do statistics and inference, what is inference? Is when you get something and develop conclusions about something. So inference is basically when you got a problem, it's obviously you're going to need a conclusion to that problem, right? Inference. But there's 2 types of ways you can get an inference. You can get a conclusion. Backwards chaining is when you start with a conclusion and end with a fact. For example, if a monkey stole your food, instead of looking at your food and then the monkey, follow the monkey and then get your food, if that makes sense. So you start with the conclusion. Forward chaining starts with the facts and work with the conclusion. So basically, if a monkey steals your food, go look at your food first, then look at the monkey. So if the food is not at the table, that means the monkey stole it. So you end up with the conclusion, the monkey stole your food. But backward chaining is, you don't even look at the place where your food was. You just look at the monkey, and the monkey got your food. So like you do a conclusion, the monkey stole your food. So two different things. But look at other ways, it'll make more sense. So that's inference. The explanation facility. So basically when an expert system gives you an answer, for example maths, completely good topic here. In maths, when they give you a memo, they don't tell you exactly how they came to the answer. They don't. They say what? They just give you, that's maths, man, real life example. They don't give you how they got to the answer, right? Same thing with the expert system. When they give you an answer, they don't tell you how do you get to the answer. They don't explain the memo. So the explanation facility is a system where you go and explains how you got the answer, right? Yeah. Maths, take notes. The knowledge acquisition facility is where the knowledge management system, the IT system, computer system gets the knowledge from. It has to get the knowledge from somewhere, whether it gets it from the internet, employees, people, I don't know, anywhere. User interface, obviously not a knowledge management system where a person goes and sits and go use a computer for it. It needs to have an interface. So like your computer, it has like logos, different applications, so you press applications and you go to different categories of your phone or computer. Same thing with a specialized system like this knowledge management system, right? If you want to go and search for a problem, you can go and press the search button. So that's a user interface. So it helps the user to work the system. Now, in the expert system, there's three types of people. Domain expert. Domain expert is a person who gets the knowledge from. So the knowledge management system gets the knowledge from a domain expert. He's an expert, right? Knowledge engineer, keyword engineer. He fixes the knowledge management system when they have problems. He makes sure it's working properly, and maintains it. Knowledge user can be like me, you and me, who just uses the system, right? We could be stupid, we could be dumb, we could be intelligent. We just use the system. There's lots of languages that these expert systems that could work on. Coding, but it's fine. You don't need to know this. Virtual reality system and immersive reality is the same, just that virtual reality system is a bit lower. So virtual reality system is like you wear those glasses. Immersive virtual reality, you wear a suit, so like you can also feel. Okay, so that's actually so weird. Infrared devices, your earphones, your head-mounted display, all that is virtual reality. Forms of virtual reality, I told you, are immersive, so like very good virtual reality versus just on your glasses. And so that's it for knowledge management systems.